Hello, hello, hello. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast. It is a new day. Okay, so yesterday I was doing this podcast, and it's just amazing how things can change. For good or bad. This is good. This is really, really good. Last 3.5, 4 weeks has been an absolute nightmare. I'm not even shitting you, man. My knee has been just killing me. You've heard me complain about it nonstop. Go to the doc. He goes, yep. You got a, hey, hype trade. Hey, all right, hype trade. EZ. Your knee, you have arthritis. It is time to stop running. And when he told me that, I went, I don't know. All right, I guess I'll just swim now for physical activity and walk, and maybe even walk with a cane. I'm not kidding you. It was that uncomfortable. I was sitting right here yesterday, and Rick said, I think I have the cure. Now, the first thing I thought when Rick said that from TC Paintball was he wants me to smoke pot. All right, I'll bite. I'll see what's up. I get him on the phone. And Rick explains to me that he has similar issues with his knees. And I remember him talking about it. I remember him, oh boy, yeah, no. I mean, and that was crazy to me because Rick, he seems like he's invulnerable. You know, the way he moves on that paintball field. But he's like, yeah, I can't do it anymore. And he didn't feel good about that. Then he stumbled into a show on Rogan where Rogan had a guy known as Knees Over Toes guy. Or Ben Patrick is his name. I guess he's a former athlete that kind of wasn't that great. But he figured out somehow, and I have no research on this guy yet other than his name. I haven't had time to. I've been too busy doing what Rick suggested, which I'll get to in a second. Rick goes, the basis for this guy in making your knees bulletproof, as opposed to backing off, is to actually stress the knees. Like, really? Most of the time, if you've ever, occasionally you'll see that if you're doing like squats or if you're doing any type of lunging exercises, the knee should stay over your ankle. Knees over toes guy says, no way. You put the knee well past your toes as far as you can, full flexion. And he's got all sorts of videos on his Instagram of similar people with exercise movements doing this. The basis for knees over toes guy is to walk backwards. Preferably with some degree of stress, like you're pulling a weight sled or walking backwards on a treadmill that's not actually turned on. You actually have to use the strength of moving backwards, and it's painful. And then, so Rick told me about that, and I was like, wow, well, hey, I'll try anything, man. It's that bad. You know, I suddenly can't run anymore. That was hurting my soul. I like running. Or I liked running. And then I was, of course, this all came because the doc said, Eric, you actually do have arthritis. Now, so does Rick, but he's got it in both knees. And Rick goes, hey, Eric, I'm nearly back to full capacity, and I just started walking backwards. Like, what? Are you kidding me? So then the show ends. And I don't have time to go jump on a treadmill, and my knee is hurting like hell, as it has been for weeks now. It just throbs. It's just constantly throbbing. It's not as pronounced as of yesterday because it was slowly but surely the pain was going away, but it was still any type of the wrong movement, and it's back. It hurts. And like I said, there's been nights I haven't been able to sleep because it's been so uncomfortable. So then I'm at the top of my steps, and I go, I wonder if all these principles apply to walking up and down the steps backwards. So I backed down the steps and then turned around and backed up the steps. I did it 2 or 3 times. This is 10 steps. And it was a little wonky. And, of course, I've got the railing or the wall I can put my hands on if my balance gets a little screwed up. But I did it. And then I sat down. And I started working here. And all of a sudden, it hit me. I didn't feel any pain. I was like, what the fuck just happened to me? Huh? So I did it again. And then I started the Patreon. And before that, I texted Rick. I go, does this all apply to steps too? He goes, oh, yeah, there's all sorts of exercises that. Holy shit. What the fuck just happened to me? I spent the day, went over to the radio station, did radio work yesterday, and all the while, like in between segments, I'm looking at different exercises to do. And it continued to like improve. I'd go find the staircase at the radio station and go up and down the steps backwards. And I can feel it where it's like, it kind of aches, but after just a few steps, it doesn't hurt anymore. Now, look, I'm being realistic here. I'm taking this one day at a time. All I know is the rest of the day yesterday, I did not limp, nor was I in any pain. And I didn't feel so depressed because I wasn't reminded that my knee is shot. I don't know if my knee is actually shot now. Now, there's some detractors on this guy, the Ben Patrick knees over toes guy. And at this point in time, the fact that I had one half of one day pain-free, I mean, I'm my own guinea pig here. This guy's claim is that, there's a lot we don't know about exercise, and there's a series of muscles on the front of the lower leg, the tibia, that are underutilized and neglected. So when you do these certain things, you hit these exercises. So that is fucking nuts to me. How can it be that a physician, it has no knowledge of this, and he says to me, now I love my doctor, but he says, okay, well, if that pain is there, you just stop running and do not stress this. You just sit and do nothing. Figure out a different exercise to do, but no more running. No more any of that. And then the guy who owns the paintball facility is the dude who I'm now turning to for any type of input. I'm just checking to see if Rick is actually here on the show right now. Trevor writes, get some braces on those knees. Trevor, right? Is that what it is? Here be Rabbit. I haven't seen you in here in a long time. It's good to see you. So I'll be continuing to try to stress this knee to improve it. And who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows what is going to happen? I am not ruling this out now that I can run again. And if I can run again, I'll be so happy. Seriously. I'll be so happy if I can run again. So I'll spend the day today doing my little exercises and doing my my knees over toes exercises. Yeah, I don't have it in front of me. I'll show you later on at a different time. Some of the moves that these people do, which they look painful. But the guy's legs, these people that do these exercises where the knees are over the toes, I mean, the strength level, and they, apparently have great knees. We've been doing this all wrong if that's the case. All right. So, hey, life is good as of right now. Trevor writes, hey, Eric, very cool to see you live. I usually listen to the podcast later in the day, but I always listen. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Ryan is back. He has been, I think, traveling or something like that. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see that you're all here. Trucker Dan. Appreciate you. Yeah, we got plenty of things planned for this week, but before we get to that, I want to get right into the story about Larry Nassar. Oh, my God. All sorts of good news yesterday. My knee feels better, and Larry Nassar was stabbed multiple times in federal prison. Dicks out for whoever stabbed Larry Nassar. One of the most ridiculous cases of sexual assault, multiple over years. I tell you what a glorious day. And I kind of got all of this rant out of my system when I was talking to Bill yesterday before the huge show. And he goes, hey, none of that. I don't want any of that talk. And I go, Are you serious? Like, who gives a shit about Larry Nassar? Come on. And I said to him, I got a plan, Bill. This is what I want to do on the podcast. I want to call the prison. Because if, you know, like prisoners, they have like credit on their like commissary card where they can go into like the and buy shit, buy smokes or whatever, buy fucking snacks. We got to find out who did this or who is accused of doing this and fill that guy's commissary card. If I go, Bill, that'd be a great bit. We'll call the prison and we'll find out who the guy was, and then we'll load up his commissary like $100. It'd be great. And he just looks at me like I'm insane. And I go, I'm telling you, this will be awesome. He goes, you do that on your podcast. We don't do that on the huge show. We don't do that crazy wacko stuff. So I'm going to call the prison today off of the podcast and try to record a conversation of me weaseling my way in to load up the guy who stabbed Larry Nassar, his fucking commissary card. Ryan gets me. He says, haha, it's a fantastic idea. Damn huge in his straight arrow show. We don't have fun here. Kenny writes. Maureen says, as if the prison will tell you who it was. Okay, you're right. You're right. They have not released the name yet. However, there is a way for your old pal Easy to weasel in. Remember, I am the master of charm. What I don't know about knees and keeping them strong and healthy, like knees over the toes guy, I am the leading authority on charm. I can charm anyone. Doesn't matter. Whatever I want in the world, I can charm my way into it. Now, there's different levels of effort that I have to put forth to do that. But if someone said to me, Easy, this is the goal. How are you going to do it? I'm going to say by talking. By talking. I am so confident in my abilities. I'm like fucking Gandalf. Jedi mind trick, perhaps. Ryan says it's true. Those big fraud charms always get the dirt people to bend over. I've seen you do it many times over the decades. How do you think I've been married this long to such a wonderful soul. Who, by the way, God bless her today. You'll be seeing the door open behind me in just a few minutes. She's going to be walking in here to drop Darla off. Darla's in there with her right now. Yeah, I woke up and it was pouring rain. Pouring. One of 4 dogs went out. O'Neill. He goes to the bathroom. The other 3 do not. While I'm watching O'Neill, the other 3 go into the other room and pee. They're like, fuck this. They've got it down. And they pee on the ceramic floor. Well, I don't know, whatever. But basically, we have like Spirit Lake of urine now in the TV room. And I'm not even aware of it. Yeah, if it's raining, they just say, oh, fuck you. We're going to go pee in the other room. And so O'Neill comes in. The NFK is sitting down to watch TV. Spirit Lake is in the TV room. He goes, hey, the dog's peed. I'm like, oh, shit. I don't have time to do this. I've got to get this show going. I'm already late. She's sound asleep. She doesn't even have to get up yet. She has to work today, by the way. And summer school. I go, hey, can you do me a favor? What? I'm sleeping. I go, I know, but I still got to feed the dogs, and there's pee downstairs. Will you do me this solid and clean it for me, please? Please. And I looked at her with my puppy dog eyes, blinked a little. Yeah, she totally fell for it. I totally could have done that job. Maureen says, at least they didn't pee on the carpet. Get some pee pads for rainy days. No. We got towels. We got all those YMCA towels that we would steal. Those are used for sopping up pee. And then we just wash them and use them again. We don't even need pee pads. Just pee wherever you want. Who cares? It's fine. You're right, though. Not as long as it's not on the carpet. So thank you to Diane. Diana. God, gotta stop. I've been calling her Diane since January of 1989. You know, when I met her. But you're right. It's Diana. She said to me the other day, she goes, this is the 35th birthday of yours that I've celebrated. And I go, oh, my God. There she is. There she is. Oh, my gosh. I was just talking to them about how you cleaned up the pee-pee for me. That was very sweet. Look at you and your pony. Your little ponytail. Pretty smile, red hair. Okay. All right. Have a good one. I love you. I got the menace. She is full of it. Love you too. All right, I got to get this dog on the couch. Hang on. Darla. Come here, honey. Come on. Oh, my God. Look at how big this dog is. This dog is rapidly getting big, heavier and heavier. I used to be able to just haul her down the stairs, carrying her like a football. Like I was Walter Payton, great reference. And now she's looking more and more like a traditional bulldog because her underbite is established. She's getting that underbite and her chiclets stick out, and then the tongue will be hanging out of her mouth. Hello, big girl. Oh my God. Go with your brother. There you go. Just a doll. Absolute doll. And I'm over so everybody can see her. So things are looking up around here. Ryan says true patriots don't need to be confined to bathrooms. An 80-year-old big fraud Zane will likely feel the freedom to piss and shit wherever. This is true. This is true. Okay. More on Larry Nassar. Okay. So we're not really sure how exactly this went, but the big thing about Larry Nassar is the unbelievable failure by everybody from school officials to the FBI. More than 100 women, including Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles, collectively sought more than $1 billion from the federal government in lawsuits for the FBI's failure to stop Nassar. Agents became aware of allegations against him in 2015. That was the big mystery about Nassar. You know, I mean, I could understand if you have a massively high-profile person who you have complaints and evidence against them, and then you want to be 100% sure before you actually arrest the person or whatnot. But do it quickly, of course. Nassar, I never understood the nature of the concerns of and why they waited so long to even put this guy in custody, to keep him from actually doing his job and getting his hands on young women, and in some cases, men. And I also don't understand, what is this crazy voodoo he had over people? Boy, I guess he was just successful the first time and just kept doing the same damn act with trying to, because he would, if I remember correctly, he would be treating a person, an athlete, with whatever, a pulled muscle, or trying to help them with whatever was bothering them. And the next thing you know, he's touching their genitals. A lot of exploration with his hands and fingers. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Hold on a minute. Hey, no, do not bite him. Trying to talk about Larry Nassar and you're biting Bruce in the face. Play with these. So I've fucking first time I've heard about men and him, Corey says. This is the first time you've heard about Larry Nassar? Do you read? Do you pay attention to anything? This was a more expansive, heinous crime than Jerry Sandusky. And the sinister level of it and the ensuing cover-up, I believe, and the lack of dealing with this. A lot of people were well aware of Larry Nassar's crimes and did nothing. It's an unbelievable failure on so many levels. And for what? I mean, if you find out if the feds find out in 2015 about this, and he had already been doing this for years, why did you wait even 1 minute before you went and arrested him? Michigan State was accused of missing chances over many years to stop Nassar, agreed to pay $500 million to more than 300 women and girls who were assaulted by him. It's not enough. Also, USA Gymnastics and the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, they also employed Larry Nassar. They paid $380 million. So $500 million, Michigan State, $380 million, USA Gymnastics, and then more than $1 billion sought from the federal government for the FBI's failure to stop Nassar. Now, I don't know where that ever went, or if that's still in the legal system right now. More on this after he was stabbed multiple times. I think he got 6 in his midsection and like 2 in his neck and 2 in his back. It's remarkable. This guy is okay. He's going to live. 2 people familiar with the incident but not authorized to publicly discuss it told the AP that Nassar was in stable condition Monday after the stabbing. They had to initiate life-saving tactics in order to save the guy. Those federal prisons, particularly this one, they have been in the spotlight lately because they are understaffed, they're underfunded. So this is, if something's gonna go down like this is the place to do it. Responding staff immediately initiated life-saving measures. So the thing is, though, if I'm one of the people that works there and Larry Nassar gets stabbed and I'm the first responder and I know everything there is to know about Larry Nassar and Larry Nassar is bleeding at the end of the hall, I know that I am the first person that is going to be able to issue life-saving, put forth life-saving efforts to help save him. He's 40 yards away. I start to go, oh, hey, guys, let's go help Larry Nassar. And then I take one step and, I hurt my foot and I go down. So I'm like, oh, my God, I can't believe this slowed me down big time from saving Larry Nassar's life. And then I get up and I'm like, oh, man, don't worry, Larry, I'm coming. And then I take another couple of steps and, oh, shit, vertigo. Bam! Hit the wall. Down. Oh, my God, I can't even see straight. And then it's like dizzy bat races. I start running back the other way, you know? And Larry's like, help me. Oh, my God, I just got stabbed 10 times. Somebody help me. I'm like, I'm coming. I'm fine. I twisted my ankle and then I got vertigo. And then, you just slow the process down. I mean, let's pump the brakes here. This is Larry Nassar. And then, after about 45, 50, 60 minutes, you get there. And then issue your life-saving protocols to save Larry Nassar's life. Josh says, so I'm sorry, I'm passing out. I'm having I'm vagueling again. Accidentally tip the stretcher over as it goes into the ambulance. No, you're like putting him in there, and then you're like, hang on, I gotta sneeze. Achoo! And then you like flip it. And he goes flying out of the fucking thing. Whoops, forgot my toolkit to save your life. I gotta go get it. Stay here, Larry. Stay, don't move. Tyler writes, ow, my arthritic knee. I can't walk. Oh, shit, I didn't do knees over toes today. Corey writes, Eric fingers him and says, how do you like it, Larry? Can you imagine if I started to if I jam my dick right in his ass? Here you go, Larry. Or I put my dick in every one of his stab wounds. Oh, Larry, man, this feels good, Larry. You got a pretty good feeling stab wound. Oh, yeah. Oh, you actually jizz in his stab wounds? You see, this is what Bill Simonson fears, that I'll get on a roll like this. Actually putting my dick in every one of Larry Nassar's 10 stab wounds. Fucking Larry Nassar's stab wounds repeatedly. Joe Pellerito, non-idiot Pellerito family member, says, before I help you with your wound, do you need to use the bathroom or go potty?
I'm a 50-year-old man doing what a 50-year-old man should.
All right, so for the record, on the Eric Zane Show podcast today, probably the low point was putting my penis in all of Larry Nassar's stab wounds. That joke. I don't want to be associated with this type of content. Shut up. Fucking pussy. All right. There is his first victim is speaking out. The first person that was actually abused by Larry Nassar. That would be a Sarah Klein. She has spoken out. She is actually a sex abuse attorney now, Sarah Klein, and a victim advocate. Now, I know right away when I take one look at this, she's going to be like, nothing has changed, and there is no joy today. But in the back of my brain, I was like, come on, man. Just say what we're all thinking. Good. This is such good news. But no one really wants to be honest here. We need to have all of the victims get together and have a Larry Nassar got stabbed party where actually a Larry Nassar type of piñata is there, and each of the victims gets a chance to stab it. I mean, these people were abused. And now Larry Nassar, it is clear this guy's going to die in prison at the hands of somebody, because now that this is incredible, he's being nursed back to health, and then someone's going to stab him again. So, I mean, this is really fantastic. This is so great. When Judge Aguilina, or whatever her name is, sentenced him, I played that clip on Patreon. She goes, I'm basically signing your death warrant. Now, she was referring to him dying of old age in prison. But in the back of her mind, she knew what was going to happen here. This guy's going to... This is what they do with molesters in prison. These prisoners have daughters in some cases, and sons. Or maybe they were abused themselves. You are really rolling the dice. So, if anybody says to you, there is no joy in Larry Nassar being a victim of violence, they're a fucking liar. There's plenty of joy. They're just too buttoned up to show you how they feel. I will not do that. This is a good thing. And even if she is much more knowledgeable about anything than me, Sarah Klein, and a victim, she's wrong. She should be expressing sheer joy. I know I would. I know I am. She issued a statement in response to the stabbing of Larry Nassar. Quote, the assault on Nassar brings no peace to me personally. How could it not? Or to the survivors I've spoken with today. All right, if you say so. Sexual abuse attorney and victim advocate Sarah Klein said, the incident forces us to vividly relive our abuse and trauma at the hands of Nassar and the institutions, including law enforcement that protected him and allowed him to prey on children. Well, she's right about that. I want him to face the severe prison sentence he received because of the voices of survivors. Well, I think right now, if you had a choice, if Larry Nassar had a choice, like if you were in front of Larry Nassar, and if Sarah Klein said, what is the better option right now for you? Living out your days peacefully without 10 new vaginas on your body in prison, or being stabbed with Eric Zane putting his penis in each one of your stab wounds? He would say, I'd prefer to not be stabbed. She says, I absolutely do not support violence because it's morally wrong and death would be an easy out for Nassar. Well, I think you actually have to ask Larry that. I urge the Department of Justice and the Bureau of Prisons to see that Nassar is not allowed to escape his sentence and consequences of his horrible crimes. Two people familiar with the matter told the AP the attack happened Sunday at the United States Penitentiary Coleman. he's in stable condition. Again, as I indicated, the prison was experiencing staffing shortages. Quote unquote staffing shortages. Hey, we're short guys and gals. Who do we not keep an eye on? Oh, that one guy who said he wants to kill Larry Nassar and is going to stab him, and Larry Nassar. No eyes on those two. All right, break. Have a good day, everybody. And then the guy who's like running is the authority, the boss of all these guards. He has to walk by the bad guy's cell and say, boy, that's really a bummer that we don't have a staff to keep eyes on the guy who wants to stab Larry Nassar. And Larry Nassar, I sure hope these cell doors don't accidentally open up today. Wink, wink. Nassar serving decades in prison. He admitted sexually assaulting athletes when he worked at Michigan State and at Indianapolis-based USA Gymnastics, which trains Olympians. Separately, Nassar pleaded guilty to possessing child porno. When the lesser of the charges is child porno, it's pretty bad. Frankly, I'm impressed with his ability to last this long in prison without being brutally attacked. Kent says, asshole of the day, Eric Zane for sexualizing stab wounds. Ryan writes, the statement should read, this stabbing of Larry Nassar provides joy and happiness. We can only hope he starts to feel some real pain and is continually injured each week in similar ways while continuing to live well into his 90s, being injured in this way every week. Yes! Corey says, this jizz-filled prison bloody stab gash. Stab hole rape is brought to you by Baldwin Ace Hardware for all your prison rape needs. Maureen writes, prison justice is the best kind of justice sometimes. Ryan says, Kent, what the fuck is the matter with you? Asshole of the day, candidate should be Larry Nassar, not Big Fraud Zane for a dick stabbing. Maureen says, hopefully his next assault will be sexual in nature. Yeah. You get like a carpenter's utility knife and put it right in his asshole. Make that guy's colon shredded like the fucking tail of a kite. There you go. So that is the big news since yesterday at the end of the free podcast. And I knew we had to spend significant time putting into perspective in only the way that your pal Big Fraud Zane can, Larry Nassar's stabbing, the absurd response by the victim. You know what? I am so happy that you are safe, and I'm sorry that you had to endure that. But you need to stop lying to people, Sarah Klein. Enough with the act that this is not a great thing. We part ways on reaction. We part ways on the reaction to Larry Nassar's stabbing. It will not be a pleasant life for Larry Nassar going forward. Imagine life in prison, but getting stabbed along the way. That's what's going to happen to this guy. Crazy Ashley, who's just an unbelievable 50-year-old psychopath, writes, would this be a free market solution? Well, yeah, this would be a free market solution. Free market solution, another way of saying you were canceled. Kenny asks, he was stabbed twice in the neck, right? Maybe it was one on each side and they used the shanks as handlebars. Oh, God. Trucker Dan says, it is no coincidence that Nassar and Boring Dean look alike. They do? I don't think they do. What are you talking about? All right. So that closes the book for now on Larry Nassar. He is healing. Let's hope he heals up appropriately and then throw him right back in the prison population and it happens again. Thank you for enjoying this show on Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and downloading the free audio podcast wherever you download shows. For the folks on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, I'm going to send you on your way. But before I let you go, subscribe to the audio podcast wherever you get shows and sign up for Patreon for free. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. It's a big week on Patreon. First of all, I forgot to load in Lost Zane recordings yesterday, so I suck. Today, we're going to have Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer trivia. Tomorrow, we have Who Are These Zanes? We have the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast happening, and I'm recording another edition of Who Are These Free Beers, which will be made available shortly after we finish up. I might even do that one live. This is all part of the Patreon community, ad-free, listener-supported, and you can get all of this for 7 days free. If you're listening on the free podcast or on one of the live streams, just try it out for 7 days. That's all I ask. And I won't let you down. Go to patreon.com/Eric Zane and sign up for 7 days free. Now, if you like it, do nothing. It will. I just bumped that. If you like it, do nothing, and it will automatically charge you. Because you have to put a payment form in there for it. If you don't like it, just cancel it. It's easy. It's not. You don't have to jump through hoops. And if you cancel it 3 days in, you still get the 7 days. This is set up really in your favor. And if you really like Patreon, convert to a yearly, and I'll take 10% off. Thank you very much for everyone who's signed up on Patreon or are considering it. And thank you even to those who canceled. I appreciate the support at the time. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Thank you to the folks on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. Have a great day. Facebook and Twitch brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Facebook, you can find me at Eric Zane Show. Pardon me. Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. Twitter at Eric Zane Show. YouTube, just search Eric Zane Show. If you ever want to say hello, send me an email, eric@ericzaneshow.com. And we can correspond that way. Thank you. All right. Linda says, I just re-upped my annual Patreon. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Corey says, maybe on Patreon, a recording of Larry screaming while getting stabbed. Now, that would be something. All right, the open and live stream of today's show brought to you by my sponsors, A&E Heating and Cooling and the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. At A&E Heating and Cooling, my God, what you have at your fingertips there is a guy. Everybody needs a guy for various portions of your home. Not everybody can repair their AC and furnace. Joe Martinez is the guy. That's the guy you need. Excuse me, 616-516. Hang on. Damn it. The hell is wrong with me? 616-516-8579. to get your AC tuned up. If I know we're midway through the summer practically, but for God's sake, if you haven't had this done in a while, get it done because your AC is working way too hard. And we're getting to a point in the summer where it's on quite a bit. And that's a lot of stress on it. That sucker's going to burn out. Perhaps even a squirrel or something chews on the wires does happen. You have any issues with scheduled maintenance, 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage urges you to call them 231-332-6505. The number one mortgage professional team in the United States. They're everywhere. Doesn't matter where you are in the listening audience. If you're thinking about getting into the mortgage market, reach out to Mario today. 231-332-6505. NMLS number 3505. If you're a 50-year-old old maid living with your mom and dad, reach out to Mario to get your mortgage. There is a grandma scam going around right now. I'm not sure exactly how these all originate. Well, I kind of do in this way. What they do is they find out who's old and they make a phone call, the bad guys. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing, but I think they're using artificial intelligence. This is quite extravagant. I don't know if this necessarily would trick only a grandma. I think that this would trick just about anybody. Imagine picking up your phone and the voice on the other line is someone you know or love saying, "You won't believe it. I just got arrested. I need your help. I need money. So get together my bail, and I've got someone coming to pick up the money, my courier, through the court." That's believable enough that in the moment, I can't say that I wouldn't fall for that. That's exactly what's happening here. Grandmas are getting phone calls, and that is exactly the case. Kenny writes, "Scammers are the worst. I recently found a YouTube guy who hacks scammers' computers, and it's my new favorite thing." I have heard about that guy. My brother, World Book Jim, told me I need to tap into that and watch those. These guys got busted, though.
Well-known scam that targets grandparents. But tonight, it's the alleged scammers who got arrested by police in West Michigan.
Deputies say the 3 out-of-state men posing as couriers collected $40,000 from 3 unsuspecting grandmothers in Kent County.
Target 8 investigator Susan Samples reports all 3 men are in West Michigan jails tonight. Susan?
This was I
love her so much.
Effort that took good timing, a little luck, and a lot of effort from deputies in Ionia, Kent, and Ottawa counties. Ionia deputies pulled over 2 of the suspects. Ottawa picked up another who had a duffel bag stuffed with $18,000 in cash. Jeez. And Kent County put the case together, charging 2 of the suspects with conducting a criminal enterprise.
Call it a traffic stop jackpot. This is what Ottawa County officers say they found when they pulled over a vehicle in late June, driven, they say, by 26-year-old Matthew Ramos Soto of Wilmington, North Carolina.
This is why we got to close the fucking border.
Ramos Soto, say deputies, had been pulling the same scam as these 2 men from Hollywood, Florida, 22-year-old Pablo Balbuena and 23-year-old Anthony Rosario.
Hi, Grandma. You know, I'm in a bit of a pickle.
That's what this 78-year-old grandmother said she heard when she picked up the phone on a recent morning. And the caller, she said...
Looks like she got that phone free with a Sports Illustrated subscription.
Sounded...
Great reference.
Exactly like her granddaughter. Then a man got on, said he was the dad of her granddaughter's friend, just happened to be a lawyer, and needed cash to bail her granddaughter out of the Kent County jail because...
That she got into this accident on her way to work. She slammed in the back of a lady, and the lady got out, and she was hugely pregnant. And
the whole scam took place over 2 hours and multiple phone calls.
And never in this 2 hours does he go more than 8 minutes before getting me on the phone. That's what it is. It's 2 hours of him being on the phone.
He ultimately convinced her that a bail bondsman couldn't meet till after 5:30 when the jail records office would be closed, meaning her granddaughter would spend the night in jail. But he could send a courier, so she headed to the bank where the teller asked her,
"Well, what do you need this for?" "I'm buying a used car." That amount of money is money to buy a used car.
The fake lawyer had convinced her she couldn't tell anyone.
I already am in that mindset. It's just him and I and the granddaughter against the world.
So when this guy showed up at her door, looking like a nice young man,
I give him my bank bag full of money, and he leaves.
It wasn't until the lawyer called back and got her credit card number to pay the courier service that it clicked.
I hang up, and within 2 minutes, I know I've been scammed. It's like the fog lifted. I know I've been scammed, and the first thing I think about is he's got my credit card number. It's like, no, I'm smart. I'm doing my due diligence. They're smarter. No matter how smart you think you are, they're smarter.
She told me the fake lawyer gave her a name, said his name, and she checked for it online and found a name that was very close, so she thought it was legit. Kent County tells me these scams...
All right, there's a couple things. You can't go with close enough name. I don't know. I want to think that there's no way I would have fucking fallen for this. This is only, you have to be over 75 to fall for this, because as you get that old, you're declining. Your brain is mush. So earlier when I said I think that I could have fallen for this, there's no fucking way I'd have fallen for this. This can only happen if you're 75 or older.
Scammers are very clever. They study your social media, so they know things only family would know, and they keep you occupied, just like she said, so you don't have time to call any family to check their story. She couldn't believe that she fell for this. The 3 out-of-state suspects are in the Ionia and Kent County jails. We will track their cases.
They need to expand on the fact that the voice was of her granddaughter. You know, was that AI? Did they watch videos on Grandma's Facebook page, which allowed them to get some type of audio sample to train the AI program? Because I'm not 100% sure how that works, because I've never fucked around with it. I've wanted to, but I never have time. But I think you have to provide a certain amount of audio to train the AI, and then you're able to utilize it and type whatever you want, and then you can say shit, you know? Ryan says grandma hasn't heard from granddaughter in 15 years, just guessing. Cole says, well, luckily, I'll never bail anyone out. We need your money or your son will spend the night in jail. All right, thanks for the info. Tyler says, you're so quote-unquote smart, yet decide, this name is close enough, must be right. Why didn't Grandma call anyone to verify? Not a soul. Here's 40,000, ain't no thing. Kenny says, what about the Trump-Biden AI debate Twitch channel you rated yesterday? Oh, my God, that was great. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but it looked funny. Tyler says, this lady is so, quote-unquote, smart. I'm guessing, quote, sounds just like my granddaughter, really just means any female voice. Yeah, we go back to it. We hear, hey, Grandma, it's your granddaughter, so-and-so. I need $40,000. Here's my lawyer. My God. I'm very suspicious as to what is in front of me. It is a growing English bulldog who I think wants to chew things that she's not supposed to. All right. Maureen says you can't walk into a bank and get over $10,000 in cash either. They need some notice, and then a federal report is filed on large cash transactions. K-Dub says this has to be a federal crime, right? Across state lines and such. I'm probably. There's a lot going on there. I don't know who I'm more shocked with, Grandma or the Nassar's first victim who said she's not happy that Larry Nassar got stabbed. That would be Sarah Klein. Man, I'd be fist pumping. I would have a fucking banger of a party if Larry Nassar got stabbed. That'd be so great. All right. I got to go pee-pee. Don't go anywhere. All right, come in here, and Bruce is getting mauled by Darla. Uh-oh. Hey, no. No, don't do that. She's actually touching his penis. All right, I'm going to keep an eye on these two. If it gets out of hand, I'm going to have to pause again and put Darla downstairs. Because she's super aggressive. She annoys the hell out of him. And it's the thing, before Darla got here, Bruce was the king troublemaker. And now she is, look at him. He just got pissed off. You saw that. She bit his foot. And now she's quickly gaining on him in strength. Like it's pretty much a draw now. She's up to like 35 pounds. Bruce is 40. And she's going to top out north of 50. All right. I got to separate them. I'll be right back. Where was I? I don't remember what the fuck we were talking about. By the way, I had planned on talking about this, and it was also just sent to me, and I appreciate that. Kenny sent it along. I have an update on the world's worst soccer. Well, I got to tell you about the world's worst soccer coach. You won't believe this guy. And this happened in Kenny's own backyard. And it's a flat out amazing story that this guy got busted. I'm going to try to get Rick from TC Paintball in here, though.
Eric Zane.
Yo, Rick, how are you, buddy? I don't know if you caught the beginning of this podcast, but I went into detail about the past 24 hours with knees over toes.
Really? How much have you done?
Okay, so I talked about after I spoke with you. I mean, after that free podcast yesterday, I went up and down the steps a few times. I think I talked to you about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that was, I could sense that there was something good happening. So I did a lot of the movements and a lot of walking up and down the steps backwards. And this is the first day that I was relatively pain-free. I was able to mow the lawn and perform just my basic chores without constant throbbing and pain. And I'm not setting the goal of being able to run again, but day by day here. And I know that yesterday was a complete joy to not have any knee pain like I did. And all I did was what you told me to do. What the fuck is going on?
Isn't that profound?
I couldn't believe it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, you think, oh, people have bad knees. When they have bad knees, they're just done. If they're a horse, they take them out back and shoot them. Like, you can't get over bad knees and never be the same. And then the quote unquote solution is like something as simple as this. I was floored when I realized how well it was working. I couldn't believe it. I still can't.
Well, can you imagine now let's say that this continues to be fantastic and the knee gets stronger and then I'm able to let's just go with be pain-free. I want to go to my doctor and say, so how do you not know about this? How are you not aware?
I went to the same doctor twice, and that irritates the piss out of me. Like, you just stand there going, yeah, these are the only two avenues. And I'm like, isn't there something else you can say there? Like, clue me in that there's like other things that you should investigate that might work for you.
Yeah.
It's not just those two things or whatever. I don't know, that's really frustrating with modern medicine. I mean, it's like everybody's specialized and they can't think outside of their own little box.
Why is a Instagrammer eliminating my knee pain?
Have you checked out Dude on Instagram?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you see the one where he stands on the edge of the pool?
I did see that one. It's remarkable, the strength and the flexibility and the ability to do that. And that's he posts a lot of other people who have similar types of movements. And you're right. These people are really, really bulletproof in the knee area.
I've given you a lot of advice in the past, including Dan Carlin's Hardcore History, how you should treat your audience. This is just further proof that you should listen to me more.
This is fantastic. I'm so happy.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, come pull my sled.
Yeah.
Come pull my sled.
I'm going to do that too. All right, thanks.
Yep, talk to you soon.
He's got a weight sled. And you just walk back pulling the sled, and that puts stress on the knee over the toe. Oh, so you just look up knees over toes on Instagram. Knees over toes pool. All right, this is the video. Oh, boy. Okay. This guy's name is Ben Patrick. He might have been like an NFL player or a college football player. Audio, video, check.
Without any equipment, you can start improving bad. Without any equipment, you can start improving bad knees right now. Step 1, 10-minute walk, but backward. And if you use a treadmill, make sure it's not turned on. Then 25 tibialis raises. This does not directly strengthen the knee. It strengthens this muscle that goes from below the knee to the inside of the foot. That gets weaker when we stop slamming force into the knee. So bolstering it gives us a better chance to heal and return to activities without being as vulnerable. Finish your 10 minutes, your 25 reps. You just put money in the bank for areas that may have been decaying for years. And you improve your chances of regaining pain-free positions and eventually range of motion. So that Zero program helped thousands of us get back the activities we love. Then, through further gathering of data, I've established standards such as 20% of your body weight for 15 strict reps. That's not perfect. It's a guide where no guide existed. So for me, it's really simple. Same me without a route, surgeries, painkiller addiction, icing my knees 4 times just to get through the day and having to give up my sport. Same me after not having to do anything for treatment, 10 years without a setback, achieved my lifelong dream of dunking. And when I play basketball, it feels like I'm dreaming because it feels so good. So I get overly enthusiastic, but you don't even need any equipment. It can help long-term. I make this stuff in America. I try to make it as affordable as possible.
Okay, so he is selling a product, but fuck, I can get behind that.
Goal of all of it is really simple. If you're not experiencing life as you hope for, I hope you get to experience that joy again. For this next part, I ask that you keep it between you and I here on YouTube, where we're really in the educational mode and not.
All right. I'll link what I just played for you up. I can't wait to do all those stupid exercises today. My God. Kenny says, holy crap, how does he do that? Maureen says, make sure you're wearing a swimsuit for that one over the pool. He's done this every day for the last 10 years. It's amazing what you can do with a little practice. So, look, I'm expressing to you, the audience. I went up and down the steps backwards a few times. And now now my knee doesn't hurt. It still hurts if I make it hurt. But how the fuck did this happen? And then the bigger question, why did I go to my doctor? And he said, well, no more running for you. Looks like you got some arthritis there. What the fuck? There's a real disconnect then between the physical rehabilitation exercise world and the doctor's world. I watched it. I did it. I'm doing it now. I got to get this guy on the show, this Ben Patrick. I think he's extremely popular. And if you look online, there's all sorts of videos disproving him and saying this is bullshit and this. Well, okay. Maybe, but I'm doing it. And I have now 1 day complete of no pain. And that's where it was for weeks. Constant pain, throbbing pain. In fact, yesterday, after I did all this shit, and it wasn't a lot, and I was suddenly, my pain went away. Then I was seated here, and it started to come back. I'm not completely out of the woods. So I went over to the stairs and walked up and down a few times backwards, and then that was it. Aaron writes, watch this guy, says, now, it doesn't work after only 1 day. Just my luck. All right. I got to get to the world's worst soccer coach. I think there might be a news story that goes with it. I don't know. No, I don't think so. Soccer coach is Camilo Hurtado Campos. He was at like a restaurant. He's driving away after he went to the restaurant. And like, oh, fuck. I left my phone at the restaurant. And then he was probably like, shit. This could get ugly. People at the restaurant said, oh no, that guy left his phone. And they did what we would all do, and that is attempt to go through the phone and see if you can get some type of clues as to who owns the phone or how to reach them. And while they're doing that, they somehow get access to the pictures on the phone. And it's picture after picture of him raping small children. What? Oh, game over. Game over. Police say they have arrested a popular soccer coach. Here's the guy that had the bad day. Camilo Hurtado Campos is being held in a Franklin, Tennessee jail. I think that's near Nashville. Isn't that like a wealthy, affluent area? On charges of rape of a child and sexual exploitation of a minor, with additional charges expected to be filed, according to a Sunday news release from the Franklin PD. Police say they were alerted after Campos left the phone at the restaurant. They found dozens of unconscionable videos and pictures of children, and so they called cops. Authorities took a look and found... So the amount of time that they're looking at it, and the guy calls the restaurant. You know, there had to be a moment where it's like, hey, can I come back and get my phone? You know, at some point, they're going to have to say, I don't know, well, we don't have it. What do you mean you don't have it? I left it there. Yeah, it's not in our possession. I don't know what to tell you. Because that would be true if the cops then have it. But my God, authorities investigated and found hundreds of disturbing images and videos on the dude's phone. Police say he recorded himself raping unconscious boys between the ages of 9 and 17. So far, the rapes of at least 10 kids were found on the phone, and detectives have managed to identify 3 of the children. 5 more that we didn't know about have also come forward. We are nowhere close to the end of our review of the evidence in this horrific case, police said in a tweet Monday. Detectives say victims may not even know they were raped due to being in an unconscious state. Campos has lived in Franklin, just south of Nashville, for the past 2 decades. The soccer coach would frequent school playgrounds where he would approach and recruit children to play soccer, many of whom he would later invite to his home after gaining their trust, authorities said in the release. Franklin PD are still trying to identify the remaining kids and want to hear from anyone that may have been associated with him. His bond has been set at $525,000. The spokesman for the Williamson County Sheriff's Office said it is not clear if Campos has retained legal representation. So there you go. This is, we were discussing Larry Nassar. This story just hit yesterday. Okay. So on a day where it's feasible that he was, being informed of what was happening to him with the investigation and his arrest, he also has to learn that convicted chomo Larry Nassar was stabbed nearly to death in prison. So he's thinking about two things: his future in prison and, being murdered in prison. Oh, how fantastic is that for this guy to suffer? And he will suffer. And then all those poor young boys that were brutalized by this guy. Holy shit. Chris says scarlet letter shit. Tattoo the forehead. Aram says only a $525,000 bond. There should be no bail. Chris says they should make it well known what these sickos are in for when they go to prison. Yeah, what you need to do is outside of the prison, have those rolling billboards, like you can drive a truck with a billboard on the back of it and say, just his face, and says, rape kids, and just drive around the fucking place or hand out. Like when you go to the, take a leak at a restaurant, there's the Johnny advertising over the toilet. You got to put, over the toilet, the guy's face, and that he raped kids. Kenny says, I'd love 5 minutes alone with this guy. I'd kick your ass if my back and knees didn't hurt like fuck. Hang on a second. Let me do knees over toes. And after I get all warmed up, I'm going to whip the fuck out of you. Oh, fuck, knees over toes. Chris writes, see, these sick fucks always provide all the evidence of themselves doing terrible things. My God. Corey, oh, fuck. Corey writes, Kenny would just sit on him. No, that's bullshit. Come on now. You asshole. I would love to see a picture of you. Poor Kenny puts himself out there all the time. We're all on the same page. Amy says, Southern Eric gets me every time. The thing about Southern Eric is you gotta see it in addition to hear it. Whether I'm doing Kenny voice or any other voice, the face that goes along with it is just fantastic fucking shit. I like it too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like doing Southern Eric. Hey, come on, guys! Oh. The Jessica face is classic. Now, Jessica, if you remember, was one of the pack of former Zaniacs. There was about 15 of them who left, and she was one of them, even though I didn't do anything to her. I don't understand what happened to her. They all still listen every day, but they do it on the audio podcast, or they come up with a fake name and then lurk on Twitch, and then they keep to themselves. Which is fine. I don't mind that. I don't care as long as you don't talk. Hey, Eric Zane, SB Jessica. Well, we were just sitting around thinking about you and your fucking shenanigans, you do fucking dogging us and shit, motherfucker. We knocked back a couple of fucking shots of Fireball. And then, well, lo and behold, there we were listening to your fucking ass again. And I just got something to say to you. I ain't going to take any more of that shit with your fucking insults, motherfucker. What do you think about that? Huh? There's the reason why we left all you dumb motherfuckers. It's because of that fucking stupidity and arrogance, you Yankee fucks. I hope that it sounds and looks as funny as it feels when I see it. All right. So that's what's up with this fucking psychopath. We have so much sex stuff to talk about on the show. There's 2 more stories left that I have to get into. And one of them is also centers around sex. But before I get to any of that, you know what we haven't done in a while? We haven't really gone around the radio and listened to what's happening morning drive. And I think today is the day that we do that.
Help of alcohol.
Oh, by the way, this is what you're about to hear is a tape from 2002. Free Beer and Hot Wings show in Knoxville, Tennessee. This is what we're going to review for Who Are These Zanes? And it was Eric, Greg, and Hot Wings from March of 2002 in Knoxville. Never been heard before.
This girl out.
Right.
You know, good-looking girl. So I go and ask her out. Well, it turns out she was a dude.
I've got the prescription for you. Another hot beef injection.
Now, all these a-holes knew it, but I didn't, and I was drunk. You know, I mean, well...
Listen to the Eric over fake laugh in the background.
She made, you know, he made a good-looking woman. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know.
Was he a good lay?
Oh, come on now. It didn't go anywhere. It wasn't like I was...
So listen to the homophobic and stupid shit, anti-gay stuff we're doing.
Or anything. They didn't, thank God.
Well, how did you figure out he was a guy? Surely you had to have some intimate contact.
No,
you were so dumb otherwise.
No, I did not. I went over and I talked to the guy.
You said, hey, can I buy you a drink? And he said, yeah.
I talked to the she-male and I said, hey, baby. And hey, what's your name?
You did not.
And I
You say, hey, baby.
If you said, hey, baby, you deserved it.
No, I don't know what I think. Actually, probably what I said was, "What's your name?" I was drunk, but
you kissed a guy.
No.
It's Hershey highwaymen like you.
No, that's not what happened. Don't you shut that mic.
To eat your dinner.
Dude, cover your mouth.
Located behind Long John Silver's on Clinton Highway.
But
this time, when you come to heaven, don't forget your car.
I'm not sure what happened.
Knoxville's new 104.5. The Bone, classic rock that really rocks with us. Beer and Wings, Knoxville's only local rock morning show. And now a guy who kissed a man on a dare. Go.
I did not.
Then how come you talked after I said that?
You made out with him and you touched his schmeckle.
Yep, you got talked into it because you were drunk.
This is so anti-gay. This would not fly. We could actually play this now and say, oh, we must cancel Free Beer and Hot Wings, free market solution. Of course, Corey asks, why does it sound so bad? Who gives a fuck? It's a tape. Why do you ask stupid questions? I don't know what's going on there. Holding on. Great song. I can't stay on the music too long or I'll get a Twitch ticket.
kids at the age of 8 to 17 years old. Free lessons at Belknap Park.
Now, listen, if you just...
This is the Big Joe and the girl who can't unplug her nose.
Maybe.
Not with that attitude.
Yeah, you're right. I got to try. Look at me. The free lessons are held on Sundays from 4 to 5 p.m. You must sign your kid up in order to attend. You can't just show up like, hey, can we play?
Yeah.
Just sign up online, do that. Free play is offered after the lessons and on Wednesdays beginning at 5 p.m. That is so cool. I love that. You know what I really like about this? I think back to me being a little chunky kid. I'm not saying everybody would do this, but getting kids to move is so important.
Oh, yeah. Well, getting them something to be invested in on top of it, because if they've got an activity or something they care about, like, they're going to have a way better time. So this is awesome. Good for you, Grand Rapids Pickleball Club. Thanks for making everybody be included.
Blow your nose.
Now, this has been crazy. We've been following this story for a while. Madonna.
Tires 1 mile too soon. Get up to $100 on 4 Goodyear tires.
Rise early, watch the sunset, take a long walk. You might regain some of your old lust. I don't think rising early and watching, it says rise early, watch the sunset. I think they mean sunrise.
Maybe they
also, I don't think that's, if you're already super busy, getting up early to watch the sun come up, you're just going to be like, I wasted all that time.
No, I mean, if it's a morning, Saturday morning or something.
Yeah, I love waking up earlier than the kids with Ross. And I've had parent friends before I dated.
By the way, that's going to end horribly.
Somebody with kids who would say that hour before the kids wake up is like our.
And
I don't know why she talks. I don't even know why they let her get in the way. She's her own show. She should have her own show. She's such a bigger personality than them that she dominates over them. It's her show. They're just accessories on it.
Optimistic attitude in the sense of after seeing that wedding become.
She should be making the money that they make.
We're talking about Bible prophecy.
Oh, this is perfect
and no
for Grand
child of
Rapids.
God can afford to be ignorant in these pregnant days in which we
What a voice.
are living.
You might even be able to hear pudding.
Caps for 3 games of Mark 404-0055. Of helping more people.
That type of accumulation where it's often.
All right, no pudding. That's too bad. Wanted to hear pudding. Someone says Devil Mike Jesus. Not a bad idea.
In the flesh. He is called in the Bible the beast. He's also called, he has many
aliases. He's called the son of perdition. He is called the man of sin.
He is called
the wicked one. He is called the Antichrist. And today we want to do what God's word teaches us to do. And that is to unveil him, to disclose him, to reveal him. And we're going to find that right here in Revelation chapter 13, and we're going to look at the entire chapter. Now, first of all, as we look at the nature of the beast, and that's the title of the message.
the nature of the beast. I want you to see his sudden advent. That is his sudden appearance. Look, if you will, and I stood upon the sea.
And I saw a beast rise up
out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 10 crowns. Heads, the name of blasphemy. Suddenly he rises up.
Do this all day. Really, I'm just entertaining myself. K-Dub says, I've never heard this before, but the scrolling through the local radio dial is my favorite segment. Oh, come on now. There's nothing better than me talking. Look. Yeah, when you say that, that's an insult. Everybody knows that the best segment is it doesn't matter what it is, as long as I'm talking. Then that's the best segment you've ever heard. Oh, this is the best segment I've ever heard. Why? Because Eric's doing it. And the next segment starts. Now, this is the best segment I've ever heard. Why? Because Eric's doing it. What's it about? Doesn't matter. Eric's doing it. I'm kidding. Kind of. Thank you to Berlin Raceway. I will be at the racetrack Saturday, and you should be there too. Even if you hate racing, you should be at the racetrack Saturday. The super modifieds are there. I promise they won't let you down. So right today, I want you to go to berlinraceway.com, buy as many tickets as you possibly can, and then bring a group and come sit with me. All right? Make sure you have a DD because you're probably going to get shit-faced like the drunk that you are while we watch the races. You'll be annoying, and I'll have to put up with you. I might even hold your hair while you puke in the toilet. BerlinRaceway.com, 15 and under free, parking free. Bring a cooler with all of your snacks that you'll throw up later, and soft drinks. No glass, no alcohol. BerlinRaceway.com. Tickets are $17 for the Saturday races. Come hang with me. Thank you to Throat/Dale, Superior Cleaning and Power Washing. I can only imagine Dale's reaction to any of the free market solution people who called Dale to say Eric Zane is being mean to my kid. The ferocity at which he would tell you to fuck off would be nuts. Some sponsors I worry about, I'm not going to lie, when free market solutions take place and try to cancel your old pal EZ. There was some success in the free market solutions. There would be no success achieved with Dale at Superior Cleaning and Power Washing. You've never had someone tell you to fuck off till you've had some guy who got stabbed in the throat like Larry Nassar got stabbed telling you to fuck off. Now, the difference is Dale did not have sex with children. This is all weird. Superior Cleaning and Power Washing. Thanks to Don O for calling on Dale and Sarah the other day to power wash the house. Thank you. I appreciate that. 231-740-4098. That's 231-740-4098. In West Michigan, the number one IT company is Blue Frost IT. Now, they've been a sponsor for quite some time. If you're a small or medium-sized business, whether it's your business or you work for someone who has a business, and they need to upgrade their technology, new computers, new servers, new routers, new monitors, everything, you need to sit down for a 30-minute complimentary consultation with Blue Frost IT before you do anything. Okay, this 30-minute complimentary consultation will be able to give Alan's from Blue Frost some perspective as to the technology needed to make your business operate at the most efficient level. He will then go to work with recommendations for what you need. Otherwise, you're going to go to the store and buy the wrong thing. Buy the right thing. And then Alan will help you set it up. You're busy trying to run the business. Why would you do this? You can't waste time and money by going through this whole process. Have Alan do it for you. That's part of what he does. After that all gets up and running, you need to have a watchdog who's taking care of everything in the event that something goes south. That is the managed IT wing of Blue Frost IT. I utilize Alan for these services. He helped me set up my tech here, just like what I described to you, and now he is the managed IT service provider for the show. If I need anything at all or if something goes south, he's just a phone call or an email away, and he's on it. He remotes in. He fixes what he can. If not, he comes here and he does it for me. Blue Frost IT. Call today, 616-200-8550. That's 616-200-8550. K-Dub says, we used to have a lot of local raceways here near Charlotte. Now it's just the big ones. Appreciate them while you have them. Well, Berlin's fucking growing. So awesome. Amy says time. I don't know. Are you referring to the races? The races start at 6:30 on Saturday night. So you and Mr. Amy get together, buy a ticket, and come see me. Text me when you get there. We're here. All right, look for my nose. I'll find you. Don't worry. Just send me a message. All right. Moving on. Do you remember the time when Lady Gaga's dogs got stolen? Like the dude was walking the dogs, and a car pulled up, and then they jumped out and like shot the guy. Ryan Fisher was his name. Now he ended up surviving. But the bad guys stole 2 of the dogs. That was quite a story. This was that moment. This is hard to see and watch. There's Ryan Fisher. He's got Gaga's 3 dogs. These are the bad guys. And this is all caught on a Ring doorbell camera. Now, Ryan Fisher does a good job here because after being shot, he has quite an easy time alerting people as to what has happened because he's very vocal.
Give it up! Give it up! Give it up!
Oops. So they took 2 of the 3 dogs. Then this guy got shot. And there's dog number 3. The dog number 3 is going to help Ryan. Okay. So Ryan gets the help. He lost a portion of one of his lungs, but he survived. Gaga flipped out. Corey says he screams funny. Little Homer Simpson in there. Gaga was shooting a movie. She was so shocked. She's like, oh, my God, I got to get back. I got to help Ryan. I got to find my fucking dogs. And Corey says he sounds like a cartoon. Something that just popped into my mind. There was a scene from the Simpsons when Homer was screaming. That's what that reminds me of.
It's better.
Yeah, that exact thing right there. That's what that reminds me of.
Dad, what's wrong? We better get him home.
That's Ryan Fisher.
Here you go.
Well, anyway, Gaga is like, I gotta get my fucking dogs back. Flies back to the U.S. She's tending to Ryan Fisher. And then she puts out a $500,000 reward, if you recall. 2 of the 3 dogs are missing. Time passes. Some lady walks in to the local authorities somewhere in California and says, hey, I have Gaga's dogs. Oh my God, this is awesome. she's like, where's my reward money? And they're like, well, yeah, of course, reward money. Now, she looks like a hilljack. So they know full well that this dumb slut was involved in the kidnapping of the dog. And there were 5 people involved. She was one of them. The lady's name is Jennifer McBride. The 3 guys that were in the car, they were charged with attempted murder. They're in prison right now. Also charged were these other 2, Harold White and Jennifer McBride. Harold White was a father of one of the thieves. Jennifer McBride was dating Harold White. So they were stealing the dogs to sell, and then they realized, holy shit, these are Gaga's dogs, and not only can we sell them, but we can get $500,000 if we return them. Here, Jennifer, you take them in and collect the reward money. But because she's stupid, they figured out quickly she's probably involved, and she was charged with being an accessory to attempted murder, and she might even be in prison right now. And that whole thing unraveled. So the story doesn't end there, though. Jennifer McBride, who was involved in the theft, she sued Lady Gaga for not giving her the reward money. The nerve of this woman. Can you imagine being the lawyer to go, wait, what? You want to sue Gaga for the reward and you were involved in the theft of the dogs and covering it up and concealing. You were charged with being involved in an attempted murder, and you want to try to claim the fucking reward? What a bold move. And believe it or not, it took a little time for this reward suit to finally get tossed. But a judge has done that. According to legal docs obtained by TMZ, the judge tossed Jennifer McBride's lawsuit against Gaga, in which she was attempting to get a court to force Lady Gaga to fork over a $500,000 reward that she promised to anyone who helped recover her stolen dogs in 2021. The judge said, there is a major problem with your lawsuit because you were convicted in connection to that crime. You pled no contest to knowingly receiving stolen property. Wow. The judge made it clear in the ruling, saying allowing McBride to pursue the claims would allow her to benefit from her wrongdoing. You know, they talk about the wheels of justice turning slowly, sometimes a little too slow. It should be like seconds. It should be where, like, the claim is filed and then the judge immediately gets it on his phone. And he has the option of just saying no, yes, or no with reason. And then the no is with reason. He then gets into his car, or she gets into her car, drives to the home of where this sick bitch is, and actually punches her in the face. The judge did say McBride would have 20 days to try to amend the complaint, but it's not clear how she would find a way around this ruling. My God. The dogs are still fine. Gaga is still fine. And Ryan Fisher is still fine. I think Lady Gaga might be one of the most attractive people I've ever seen with a huge nose. I mean, it's unbelievable how big her nose is. Take it from me. I have a big nose. Lady Gaga's nose looks like she's getting ready to do the fucking Humpty dance. All I can hear in my head when I see her beautiful faces. But she's beautiful. Never before has a big fucking nose been so attractive. This just goes to show you that a big nose can be ultra hot. Kyle, with a reference to the song, says she does look like MC Hammer on crack. All right, stop what you're doing, because I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you're used to. I look funny, but yo, I'm making money. That's all the words I know. And then the bulldogs. Those are fantastic looking bulldogs. Very, very cute. I love the brown ones. I think they're my new favorite, the brown ones. Yeah, Lady Gaga's a total babe. All right. A little too young for me, though. She's got to be, what, like 40 now? I'm going to guess straight up 40. Lady Gaga age. I'm a little under. 37. Look at that thing. That's a monster nose. Total babe. Lady Gaga giant nose pics. Did she have a nose job? It looks actually bigger. See, it says before and after. The after pic, she got size added to her nose. It's the only time in history someone has said, make my nose bigger. Because it is. It looks bigger on the after picture than the before picture. Well, I don't know. Maybe not that one. That one's pretty rough. That one actually looks like fucking Paul Bissonnette from Spittin' Chicklets. I sure don't like that giant amount of makeup, though. I kind of hate that. I take it back. I don't think she's attractive at all. I'm not a big fan of too much makeup. I like no makeup. Maybe a little eyeliner, maybe a little bit of mascara, and then I'm out. It always bums me out. You know, when people have to put on too much makeup. I love people in their pure form. I want to see you when you wake up, like when the makeup is off. That's the most attractive to me. No makeup. Confidence is the key. Chris says that was a quick turnaround. Yeah, that was a little bit like Rick James. I didn't grind my feet in his couch. Yeah, I ground my feet in Eddie Murphy's couch. According to Gray and Green, men should not tell women to not wear makeup. Did they have that discussion? Well, I'm not telling them to not wear makeup. I'm just saying that I prefer women with no makeup. You know? Maureen says she's unrecognizable without her makeup. You wouldn't know it was Gaga. All right, I got to see that. Gaga, no makeup. Oh, she's beautiful. She's hotter than ever with no makeup. Yes. Oh, my God. Oh, this one's my favorite. That is the best picture right there. That is the most attractive. When she looks like she's on heroin. Look at that. No makeup, or plenty of makeup, no makeup. I say no makeup. You know, You want a chick who looks like she farts in her hands and farts in her hand and smells it. That's what you want to shoot for. So, for the record, I would never tell a woman not to wear makeup, but I will tell a woman that I prefer women with no makeup. Jimmy writes, I prefer women with a penis. That is strange. Good on you for admitting that, though. All right. The show has officially digressed to an unprecedented level. I'm not saying whether it's bad or good. There is an incident that is going on right now at Northwestern University. This is at a school that's right by the Chicago area. They play Big Ten football. They've always been terrible. I think there was one period of time where they actually weren't bad. But last year, they sucked. They were 1-11. The coach just got fired, Pat Fitzgerald. The school tried to get ahead of this. On Friday of last week on The Huge Show, I was talking about how there's accusations of hazing, and the school's like, all right, yep, we've determined we'll get to the bottom of this. But in the meantime, we're putting Coach Pat Fitzgerald on a 2-week suspension. And that was weird. It's like, if you don't know anything, why are you putting him on a suspension? But they did know something. And it turns out that the only people reporting the specifics on it is the school newspaper, the Daily Northwestern. So you've got young journalists writing about this hazing drama. So as it is, if you walk up to a player who makes a mistake on the football field and you clap over their head, that means they're going to be a victim of hazing, which turns out to be sexual assault. And the coach is even accused of doing it. Like if a guy fumbles the ball, the coach claps over his head, and then the next thing you know, he's getting raped or something like that. I might be wrong on some of that. I might as well just read right from the article. A former Northwestern University football player told the Daily some of the hazing conduct investigated by the school involved coerced sex acts. A second player confirmed these details. I've seen it with my own eyes. Coach Pat Fitzgerald may have known that it took place. It's absolutely egregious and vile and inhumane behavior. The former player said he reported his experiences to the school in late November 22. This is yet another example similar to Penn State, similar to Michigan State with Larry Nassar. These institutions will do everything in their power to avoid these incidents from getting out. And I always wonder about the mistake that they're making. Why not just immediately do the right thing and take it out of your hands and report it to the authorities? Why do you try to cover these things up? They eventually are brought to light. What's done in dark will be brought to the light. And then when that happens, you're in even more trouble. Former player said he reported his experiences in late November 22. He says much of the team's hazing centered around a practice called running, which was used to punish team members, primarily freshmen, for mistakes made on the field and in practice. If a player was selected for quote-unquote running, the player who spoke to the student newspaper said they would be restrained by a group of 8 to 10 dudes, all while wearing purge masks, like from that film. And then they would all dry hump him in a dark locker room. Now, I'm just going to assume that they would dry hump them till they jizzed, because that's how these things go. You ever dry hump to jizz? It's really a bummer because, then you're like so wound up, all you want to do is jizz in your pants, and then you're done jizzing, and then 15 seconds later, you realize you've got jizz in your pants, and that's a problem. You don't want to dry hump and jizz in your pants and then still have to wander around the street. If you're going to jizz in your pants, you better do it like just before you go to bed, and then throw the pants in the wash or have the dog eat it or something. I don't know. It's a shocking experience as a freshman to see your fellow freshman teammates get ran. But then you see everybody bystanding in the locker room, the player said. It's just a really abrasive and barbaric culture that has permeated throughout that program for years on end now. Student newspaper obtained images of whiteboards labeled Runsgiving, like Thanksgiving, Runsgiving, and Shrek's List, containing a list of names indicating players that the player said needed to be ran. So if you were on Shrek's list, you were going to get run. The player said the tradition was especially common during training camp and around Thanksgiving and Christmas, thus the terms Runsgiving and Runsmas. Kind of clumsy to say. It's done under the smoke and mirror of, oh, this is team bonding. But no, it's sexual abuse. According to the former player, team members allegedly identified players for running by clapping their hands above their heads and around the player. The practice was known within the team as the Shrek clap. Also, Pat Fitzgerald, the coach, repeatedly, according to the player, made the signal during practices when players, specifically freshmen, made a mistake. The player believes some players interpreted Fitzgerald making these signals as knowingly encouraging the hazing to continue. That's what I was talking about. So some guy drops a fucking ball, the coach makes a sign. Oh, that guy's going to get dry humped. Everyone would just be looking at each other and be like, bro, Fitz knows about this because you wouldn't take that action otherwise, the player said. Everyone joins in because he's the head coach. What's wrong with football? It's always football, sometimes wrestling, where terrible hazing takes place. My God. All right, there's more to this, but I'm out of time. I'm going to link up the article. You can check it out. But now Fitzgerald, I think, just got fired. Pat Fitzgerald News. Yeah, he got fired. 12 hours ago it was reported that Pat Fitzgerald has now been fired. Unbelievable. Okay, let's get into the asshole of the day. Chris writes, yes, have the dog eat it. Josh says, have the dog eat it. Fucking savage. Yesterday, the asshole of the day was KMK and Baldwin Ace Hardware. I did have a conversation. I finally convinced Mike from Baldwin Ace Hardware to call me. It was weird because in the conversation, I go, well, no, I mean, what did you see? He goes, oh, I saw the clip. Because KMK produced a clip of just me saying my joke, 5-second clip. I go, oh, that's all you saw? You're basing this on? He goes, no, I watched some more. I saw more. I was like, did you? What did you see? And he's like, well, you got to understand the community where I live in. People who visit here in this resort area is they're all from Ottawa County, so I can't risk it. I said, whatever. I don't even care. It's not worth it. I'm not even going to ask you to come back. Even if you said, hey, I want to come back, I wouldn't let you at this point. Better off not. I'm convinced he thinks like them. That's what's in my brain. Whatever. I don't even give a shit. Thanks for your support. Asshole of the day brought to you by TC Paintball. You know who's not the asshole of the day is Rick from TC Paintball. Nor is it knees over toes guy. Chris agrees with me. That's what it is exactly. I'll bet you $1 million. But see, the thing is, we've had conversations, me and dude from Baldwin Ace Hardware before. And I left some of those conversations over the years after going out to lunch, and I was like, I think I just got a hint as to where you are. where your head is about all of the things going on politically in the world. I think I have an idea, but I ignored it. And now we have this. All right. And I said to him, I go, dude, I'm not here to deliver you political beliefs. I'm here to deliver you an audience. And if a few people who say we are against cancel culture then try to cancel me, what does that tell you? You don't listen to those people. And then he actually goes, no, this was not cancel culture. I go, it wasn't? Well, what is it? If they're calling my sponsors to tell on me, that's actually by definition an attempt at cancellation. Whatever. Nick says 1 star for bumfuck Baldwin Ace Hardware where everything costs double. Tyler says, so he's also retarded. Good to know. No, it's a non-violent free market solution, guys. Okay. Fair enough. I got a nomination for Grandma for falling for the scam. How about the soccer coach? How about the guy who stabbed Larry Nassar for failing to murder him? How about the lady who was victimized by Larry Nassar who won't get on board and say that this is a good day? All right. Today we are going with late on the show, the pedo soccer coach is going to be your asshole of the day, brought to you by TC Paintball. We are doing a nonviolent free market solution on that guy. Thank you so much for being part of this show. That is going to do it for me. I'll talk to you a little bit later on, just a handful of minutes, for Smarter Than a Former Drug Dealer Trivia with Dale, taking on my pal, Jeff. Jeff, thank you so much. All right. Till then, thank you so much, folks. Have a good one, and bye-bye. Oops. Cow fade.